Hey BioCleaners, so we're going to have just a short little blip video again dealing with how you set your RPMs, and it's just very simple to do. I would recommend, if you don't have one already, I think we even have these in the back, but getting a laser photo tachometer. This one is a very good one, made by Electronic Specialties. I've used these for many years, model 332, and like I said, we have those as well, but really good little setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically use this to set the RPMs on our pulley, hence our pump as well. It needs to be set for a specific speed to make sure we get the proper flow coming out of the pump. So I'm going to set this down, and basically what we do is, again, we're not going to have the truck running just for the sake of actually hearing what I have to talk about. But again, let's use our imagination, and we're going to pretend that that is going to spin in a little bit. Of course, it's not right now, because what we do inside that kit that comes in that 332 tachometer is a strip of reflective material. And so what we do is we just take the scissors. Here's one as an example. We take the scissors and maybe cut about a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch chunk off, and at that point there's a backing to it. We peel the backing off, which is probably the hardest part of this whole job, because they do a good job of sticking that on, and I don't have any fingernails today either. So I get enough grease underneath them that try and keep them short. So anyway, so now it's peeled off. We just stick that on the pulley right there. That looks good to me. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we start the pump up. And so as that's spinning, if we're going to run 3 guns off of it, we want to run this pump about 900, maybe even just a tad more, somewhere 900 to maybe 925 RPMs. What does that mean as far as your speed inside the truck? I don't really know. I've seen them vary actually quite a great deal. So depending on the gearing that you've got inside there, it could be close to a little over 1,000, or it could be as much as almost 1,300 RPMs with regard to your idle speed on the truck. So you'll have to determine that for yourself. But if you're going to run 3 guys, you're definitely going to want that running at about that 900 to 925 range or so. If we're running 2 guys, probably 800 probably would work good too. So that might be your low point that you want to set it. So now when that thing is running, imaginary, but as it's running, you take your little laser pointer. Again, how these work is you just push the center button. You'll see the laser actually comes out, and we point that laser right at that reflective strip. As that is spinning around, it counts every cycle that goes around, and as it counts, that RPM is actually displayed right on your display right here. So it's real simple, easy test. In the old days, we had a gauge that we stuck on the back side. It was very dangerous. Here, you don't have to worry about it. You're quite a ways away. You don't have to worry about your articles of clothing getting caught in the pump. Those are always concerns back in the old days when I first did this. So this is a much safer way to do it. Again, just point that laser right there. It's going to count away, and that will allow us to actually increase, decrease, or set our RPMs on the engine. Then we know what RPMs our pump needs to run at, and vice versa. So once we know that, then we can even make a little note or something inside on the dash. What a lot of guys do, they'll actually make a note on the dash, what speed to run it at if they've got 3 guys, what speed to run it at if they've got 2 guys washing. You don't need to overrun it. Not that it's going to totally harm it, but if you run it faster, you're going to have more and more water running through our pressure control valve or cat valve. The one thing we don't want to do is overspeed it, which means that we're going to run this in excess of 1,000 RPMs. This pump is rated for 26 gallons a minute. Well, it just so happens that so is our cat valve is rated for 26 gallons a minute. So if we run this faster than necessary, so over 1,000, what will happen is we're going to have a fluid lockup condition where the pump is going to be putting out so much flow that the cat valve can't dump it in time. And if there's no place else for the water to go, something's gonna break. So yeah, we don't want that. So it could be plumbing, it could be a hose, it could be you, I don't know. You just don't want it to happen, so let's not cross that. So that's why we want to make sure that we don't overspeed the pump, and that's why we set them with devices like this. So real simple test, and go ahead and do it, check it out. If you don't have one of these, maybe order one. I know they're available, and I think there's a nice picture even on the website too. Otherwise you can find them locally as well. So thanks again, and watch that next video.